What's my special sauce? My special sauce is working hard every day, loving music, and just improving my craft every day, trying to get better, not being satisfied with good enough. Just lots of hours of practice, listening to a lot of good music, learning from the greats. I'm a student of, JD, Pete Rock, Dr. Dre. I study those guys, and I study a lot of the new music coming out now. My secret sauce is just listening to a lot of stuff and practicing. What do I make first in a beat, melodies or drums? Yo, a lot of times I do the drums first in a track. I find that the drums just give it that energy, and I enjoy making the drums. So when I start with the drums, it gives me the groove, and then I throw the melodies on top of it to make it groove with the drums. When I do melodies first, I have good results, but it's a different result. It doesn't have that same bounce, but a lot of times you don't need that. So, it's a little bit of both, but usually drums first. I've always been that way. Percussion loop secrets to get grooves. I think one of the secrets is to record it onto a microphone. When you record it, it just naturally has the human feel. So as you're listening to your track and you're recording it, you're hitting those pockets that you wouldn't necessarily hit if you're drawing it in. Other way is to just play it in, like, for example, if you load up some percussions and Drums That Knock Volume 9, I have a lot of one-shots in there. Throw them in a drum rack and just start playing it on your keyboard. And Ableton has something called capture. So as you're playing it, it's recording it in the background. When you get a groove you like, you didn't even have to push record. You just hit the capture button and it's right there. So I would say groove-wise, there's nothing better than no quantization. We're going to load up an 808 from Drums That Knock. All right, there's a few ways to do 808 glides. This is actually my favorite way to do it, I think. Simpler to sampler. Then you go to the MIDI tab, and you're going to turn pitch bend range all the way up to 24 semitones. So now you have 2 octaves of pitch bend. What you want to do is you want to go to MIDI control, and then pitch bend. So that's controlling the pitch bend modulation in Ableton. All right, so that's my favorite way to do it because you have the most control. That's hard. We have to talk. I remember people used to tell me, oh, you can't get drums to smack in Ableton like you can in FL. It's false. That is false because FL has something called soft clipper. Ableton does not have a soft clipper. Ableton has the glue compressor, which behaves almost exactly like the soft clipper. So I figured that out and I realized I can make Ableton hit hard on the master just like FL. Glue compressor on the master. Tell me that doesn't knock just like FL. They both knock. There you go. So I uploaded this track to DistroKid and it made it to number 6 on Billboard. Slow Roast put it out on SoundCloud. Shout out to Slow Roast, man. They kill it. And they're an independent label. Basically, I put this up on DistroKid, and it made it to number 6 on Billboard on the Spotify Viral 50 chart. That was with no promo and just uploading it. So nowadays, artists don't need to be signed to a label. Or if you get the right deal with the right leverage, I wouldn't say no to it, but you don't need that. The number one thing should always be understanding the long-term vision, owning your masters. Don't sign away your career for a bag. Leverage is the game. The more leverage you have, the more power you have in this game. Like, for example, you have a strong social media following. You have a strong streaming platform, a strong product. Like, these are all leverage points in which now you can negotiate for better rates. You can negotiate for better situations. Your goal should be to build leverage and ultimately to own and build your brand, because that that is how you move through the industry. That is kind of the secret. The secret sauce is leverage. Secret sauce alert, leverage. I don't mean for you guys to take that 100% literally, because there are many, many things that coalesce together to make a successful career. So make great music first. That's more important than any leverage, because that is your leverage. I've been feeling uninspired. Any tips? If you've been making beats for the last couple months and doing well and killing it, it's good to take a break, because in taking a break, you separate yourself from like just the same mental activity of going in and working on a track. You know, just go for a walk, sleep on it, do something else, watch a YouTube video, go into nature. And a lot of times when you come back, even just after a good night's sleep, you just have a new perspective on it. Now, the other side of it is, say you've been in a beat block for like 6 months and haven't made anything. In that case, taking a break is not the answer. What I recommend in that sense is just to make stuff, make beats, make songs. The first one's going to be bad probably. The second one's probably going to be bad. Third one might be bad, but fifth or sixth one, you might get an idea and be like, you know what, I'm going to try this. And that one is the one. Just go in and work. Just crank them out. And don't judge it. Just mix it down, put it in iTunes or put it in a folder, and don't judge it. A lot of my 3,000 beats are just those kind of beats. Like I'll just sit down and make a track. It doesn't even matter. And then like you'll just stumble across something that you like. And that's kind of, a lot of times that's the way it works. Just make something. Just go in and crank something out. UMPG has held me in what the last 3 lawyers I've hired have referred to as the worst publishing contract they've ever seen. It's turning in over 450 plus records since I first signed, and UMPG still doesn't have it in them to simply be fair. The hard part about it is a lot of times you'll get a contract that's like 20 pages. You know, I can sit here and tell you get a lawyer to read it over, because that's what you should do. But if you're just starting out, a lot of times you don't have the money to pay for a lawyer. What do you do in that case? If you don't remember anything from this live stream, just remember this. Anytime you get a contract, it's super important that you have a lawyer look it over. A lawyer will translate it for you and help you find your leverage in negotiating that agreement. A lot of young people want that bag. They want that upfront money. And as someone who's been in the game for a while, what I can say is don't go for the upfront money. Just don't go for it. The name of the game is building your brand and building your career to a point where you at least understand and practice ownership. Because everything in this industry is about leverage. It's all about how much power you have in a situation. They probably knew he didn't have money, and they offered him a bag, and he took the bag at the cost of his own ownership and owning his career. The industry's kind of messed up, man. There's a lot of things that need to be fixed. I'm going to just say it. Pineapples do not go on pizza, okay? No pineapples on pizza. That is not pizza you're eating.